I have problems. I have problems. I have problems. I have problems.
Papa, maybe you're the problem.
Huh? Me?
Right now, people's idea of success is they're doing better than their neighbor. No. Your idea of
world. A top 10 was the first video I did on him, and before that I had never heard of him. A bunch of my audience asked for him, and I said, okay, let's look into this guy. And he was in Toronto last night doing his Mystic Eye event that Nina and I attended. 6,000 people filling the convention center. Being at that event last night, you did this activity where to get us awake and energized, you had us close our eyes and you counted to 3, and I fight roller coasters because I don't like losing control of the body.
Am I supposed to believe all this?
I'm losing control and losing inhibitions. For me personally, has actually been a challenge. And I was hoping to get your perspective. I have never done drugs because I don't want to lose control. I fight roller coasters because I don't like losing control of the body.
Am I supposed to believe all this?
I'm excited for your perspective. I don't know why it came up, because last night I did my best, but it's always been a challenge or a struggle for me, and I'm just curious to get your perspective.
Nature has imposed substantial amount of restrictions on life. You can't just zoom off into the space. There is enough restrictions. You don't have to invent your own restrictions on top of it. You don't have to invent your own restrictions on top of it.
Papa, maybe you're the problem.
Huh? Me?
Papa, I think you have a problem.
Oh my goodness, I think I have a problem. Too much drinking. Nope, that's not really my problem. My real problem is the wine's no good. Do you know the easiest way to get rid of a problem is get rid of the problem? Over the next couple of minutes, let me cover off 5 points that will help you solve problems and see problems in a completely different way. As I mentioned, the best way to solve a problem is to get rid of the problem. Like, totally get rid of it. Because most of your problems come from yourself, from your own thinking, from history, from decisions you've made in the past. So, as you saw with Sadhguru and what he was suggesting there, basically, it's get rid of the nonsense. The stuff that's in our head usually is the biggest thing that creates a lot of our problems. It's what we think, how we see things. It's a lot of nonsense. Successful business people see things in a certain way. They've got rid of the nonsense and the clutter and got it out of their heads. So maybe that's why I'm a bit loose-headed at times, because I've got rid of a lot of stuff. I've got rid of a lot of the education, or so-called education, that I've received to basically put myself back in here so that it's my thinking, my ideas. So basically, solve problems, don't fix them. So one of the number 1 ways to solve a problem is to get rid of the problem, as I've mentioned a few times. Here's an example. We were planting rice for 4 years here at the farm. at our Happy House Farm, which will be the site and location for the pilot school for UBLA. And that's what all these videos are about. And for those years, we planted rice. And we became very successful. But we had so many problems, like bugs, water, problem after problem after problem. And last year, we got so little rice and so many problems. So what are we going to do to solve that problem? Get rid of the problem. Stop planting rice. So what seems like a very simple decision can actually sometimes be very involved. Solve the problem by getting rid of the problem. We solved our rice problem by not planting rice. Now we plant vegetables. Let me introduce you to Steven Shapiro. He's an amazing guy. Watch this short clip and he'll explain how for one of his clients, he totally got rid of the problem.
Don't think outside the box, find a better box.
They realized that it took the bags 8 to 10 minutes to get from the plane to the baggage carousel, but at this particular airport, it only took the passengers 1 to 3 minutes to get from the plane to the baggage carousel. So instead of speeding up the bags, what do you think they did? They slowed down the passengers. They literally reconfigured the airport. So it would take, on average, 8 to 10 minutes for the passengers to get from the plane to the baggage carousel. When they asked the passengers, "Are you now happy?" they were ecstatic.
Point number 2, constantly review your business to see what problems there are in the business and find out how you can remove them. You remember this little example here? This was actually a funny story because during coronavirus, we had an alcohol ban here. So we couldn't get wine, we couldn't get anything, and we just wanted a glass of wine. So the only place I could buy this was online. I went online to a website just in Manila, and I picked a few items from the shop on the shopping cart, loaded it up. I was very happy, and then I put in my address, and it said, "Sorry, we do not deliver to this address." It's like, wow. Why did you let me put the order in? Why did you let me go through all that and then tell me that there was a problem? Wouldn't it have been great though that at the top of the screen there was a little box that says put your postcode in here so that we know we can deliver to you, and give us your email address at the same time. So you put in your details and then say, "Sorry, we can't deliver, but thank you for your email. As soon as we can deliver in your area, we will drop you a line." Wow, how cool is that? Wouldn't you be excited about being able to buy something online? And then there would be a customer for life. I had to buy this from 7-Eleven. That's why there's no choice around here. I don't drink a lot of wine, but that's 4 months worth of bottles you saw on the table. But I do have problems. If you're just starting a business, that's a bit different than when you've got a business running. Problems are where you will find your solutions in your business. It's where you'll find your value. If your business is not solving problems, then why are you in business? Problems means money. If you solve somebody's problem, they're going to pay you for it. So problems are great in business, but you've got to be able to identify them. You've got to be able to see them. You've got to be able to articulate them. You've then got to be able to translate them into value if you're creating a brand new business. If it's an existing business, like I said, review constantly the problems that are inside your business and solve them, because basically that will create more revenue. Every time you solve a problem, you're going to get more customers. And if you're wondering how I can be in this position here, what value I have, what experience I have, that's a good question. I've done 20 odd years worth of business, and I've created over 9 businesses, of which 6 of them have been fully fledged functioning business with employees. I think this is now the number 7. UBLA is my 7th business. Check out one of my previous businesses with b1g1.com. You'll be amazed. It's now in over 14 plus countries, and it's one of my special little heart businesses. So go check it out, and you'll be amazed what that does. UBLA is my first non-profit business, so I'm excited. It's something different, a lot of problems to solve. And we're having a lot of fun. Point number 3. I firmly believe that 99.99% of our problems are created by us. That means that if we are the problem, we're also the solution. One of the key places our problems come from is in the decisions that we make. Every time we make a decision, it leads us down a path. And we must be very, very careful about the decisions that we make in every aspect of our business. If we make one wrong decision, then that can create problems for years to come. I'm not sure if you've heard of the quote, And I think it's by Dan Millman. It's about self-defense, but it's very related to business. The best form of self-defense is not being there. Now, you really get that. It took me about 2 years to really work that out at the deeper levels of what's going on. But the best form of self-defense is not being there. That is the case with problems. Don't be there. Don't create the problem in the first place. Don't do things that are silly and crazy. And as Sadhguru says, get rid of the nonsense in your head. Most problems are caused by ourselves with the nonsense in our decision making. Point number 4. Be solution focused, not problem focused. But there's something interesting about that. Let me show you. Here's our problems. Here's our solutions. P and S. Now, positive people, positive-minded people will say, you only focus here. This is all you do. Well, not quite. You need to focus on the problem first. But you need to understand it. You need to analyze it. You need to accept it. You need to own it. You must do all those things with the problem. You cannot deny problems. You cannot avoid them. You cannot ignore them. But once you've done all that, you throw it away. And then you are 100% focused on the solution. Yay! Solution focused. And at that point, that's all you focus on. You never, ever, ever look at the problem ever again. You just focus on the solution. So 1, accept the problem, observe it, understand it, then let it go and focus on the solution. And then create a plan so that you can produce the solution that you want. That's what you have to do in business. Very simple. Produce a plan, focus on solutions, and solve problems. Point number 5. Now this is the amazing point. We have an incredible piece of tech. It's actually the best tech that exists on this planet. And we own it. We are the tech. Most people have no idea, no comprehension of the incredible capacity that we have inside of us. The capacity of a human being is immense. It's 100 times greater than what most people comprehend. If we understand what this tech is all about and we start to learn how to use it, then we can solve problems in incredible ways. Let me share a story with you. It's a personal story. It's an amazing story. It happened here on our farm, which will be the future location for the UBLA pilot school. We had a problem. In the summer, we had no water. All our wells were dried up. Now, I could feel and sense and know that there's water on this property. I don't know how, but I knew. I didn't know where. And I made a decision after a little period of time. I made a decision to find that water. Now, how did I do it? I programmed a dream. Yes, you can program your dreams. Dreams are incredible things. You can program them. I programmed a dream so that at nighttime, I said in the morning, I will wake up with the coordinates for where there is water on our property. Cool. I woke up in the morning. I had some coordinates in my head. I wrote them down, plugged them into my iPhone, went to have a look and found them. And from here, it's just over here in the corner. I thought, great. Step 1. Step 2, find somebody to dig a hole. So we found this great old guy, and he used divining techniques to find water. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's a piece of stick like a Y shape, and they use their hands, and they go find water. Now, that's pretty, spooky and weird. It's, a bit different, but it works. Now, one day I'll tell you how it works. He went around the property, and he came over in the direction where I'd located the coordinates in the morning. I'm thinking, oh, this is interesting. So he went over there, and he said, this is where the water is. Very good source of water. It's the best on the property. And I'm looking, and he was 1 meter, 1 meter away from the location that I selected. I thought, wow, that's interesting. That's pretty cool. Anyhow, so you think that's the best bit. Now I'll tell you the funny bit. A short while later, they started to dig, and they dig in the hole. And I said to him, Uncle, because that's what you call people here, older people, Uncle, why did you dig here and not here? Because I think you know that the better water's here. He said, yeah, I know it's there. I said, well, why did you dig here and not there? He said, because of the trees. We cannot get our rig in. And when the sun comes out, very hot. So there you go. So he knew where the water was, which was on those exact coordinates. Now, that is incredible. Now, I could tell you another story, how I won the Melbourne Cup when I was in Australia. But I'll save that for another day. But better still, in the comments below, why don't you ask me for a copy of my ebook, and I'll send you the link so you can get a free copy. So thank you very much for today. I hope you're getting a lot out of these videos. We're putting a lot in, and this is helping us build our UBLA pilot school here in the Philippines. Now, if you subscribe, that helps us build our school, because that means more people watch these videos, and then we can get the message out and we can do more. What is really great is you actually watch all our videos. You tell your friends about our videos. We're here to help you go further and faster in business. Subscribe, hit the like button. We're going to keep producing these videos as long as you keep watching them. We'll catch you very soon. My name is David Anthony. Thank you.